Hi guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel and this is my September TBR. I don't know where this year has gone, but it's September. Yeah, I feel like August flew by. So I don't really know how to process this fact that it is now September, but here we are. We are in to the last third of 2021 and we are heading towards autumn, which means I get to bring out all of my atmospheric books, the kind of books that I like to read around autumn time. I'm very excited for all of the books that I want to read in September. Whether I will read them or not is a totally different story because work has been very busy and I just haven't had a lot of time to sit down and read, especially because a lot of the books that I want to read because a lot of the books, that was great, that was very professional, because a lot of the books that I want to read are very chunky. So without further ado, we're just gonna jump straight in to the TBR. So the first book that I am gonna read for September is the book for the Buzzword-a-thon. The buzzword for this month is dark, and I'm going to read Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. So this will be the third book that I will have read by Gillian Flynn. I read Sharp Objects back in July and I really did not like that book, but I love Gone Girl, so I still have some hope for this one. This is another kind of like domestic thriller following a woman called Libby, whose brother was put in prison when she was 7, but then she gets contacted by some people who believe that her brother Ben is innocent and they can prove it, and so yeah, the past gets dredged up as it always does in Gillian Flynn's books. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what I think about this one. I hope I enjoy it. I've heard good things about it, so I'm sure I will. Fingers crossed. Then I've also given myself some historical fiction to read this month because I don't think I've read any historical fiction this year, or if I have, it's not been a lot. And I used to love reading historical fiction when I was younger. When I was in college and just before I went to university, I would read historical fiction all of the time. I loved it. So I'm going to read the first 3 books in this series. I don't actually know what the series is called. What is it called? Alright, so I think it's called The Cousins' War. I think that's the series, The Cousins' War. But I've got the first 3 books here. So I've got The Lady of the Rivers, I've got The White Queen, and then I've got The Red Queen, all of them by Philippa Gregory. I've been wanting to read this one for ages. And it was on my spring-summer TBR. We are coming up towards the end of summer, so it still counts, right? But I have read The White Queen before, and I really enjoyed this one. All 3 of these books are set during the War of the Roses, which was the war between the House of York and the House of Lancaster, and it features like Richard III, Henry Tudor, all of those historical figures. Before Henry VIII, let's just say that. And me being from Leicester, you know, we have a big connection to Richard III over here. You know, he's interred in Leicester Cathedral. He was found in a car park. And so I've been very interested in Richard III and that part of history. So I am very excited to get into these books. I think I'm going to love them. I can just see myself binging all of them in a week, maybe less than a week, because I remember The White Queen was a very easy read. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and it's something a little bit different because I have been reading a lot of thrillers and a lot of fantasy lately. A lot of fantasy. But speaking of fantasy, I do need to finish The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I wanted to get to this in August, and yeah, I need to see what this is all about and jump on that bandwagon because I've heard incredible things about it. And then another fantasy book that I do want to read, but I might not get to it in September because it is a hefty book, is A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin, the second book in A Song of Ice and Fire series. I did reread Game of Thrones, which is down here, and I had a fantastic time going back through the story. I mean, just look at all of the tabs. So I really want to get to this one. I remember not liking this one that much when I read it way back when, all those years ago. It wasn't my favourite of the series, but you know, my reading tastes have changed over the last 7 or 8 years since I first read this, so I might enjoy it this time. I think I will. So I would like to get to this one as well, but I don't know, because I do have a few more books on my list that I would like to read this month. I am definitely planning to read Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I have an ARC copy of this on my Kindle that I got from NetGalley a while ago, and I'm super excited to read this one. There's been so much hype surrounding it. I've heard amazing things about it. I really enjoyed Lock Every Door, which I read last year. That was a 4-star read. And then Home Before Dark, which I read back in like March, April time, which was another really good book. That was a 5-star read. That is one of my favourite thrillers that I've read this year so far. So I have high expectations for Survive the Night, and hopefully it won't let me down. I am planning to do a reading vlog on this book, so keep your eyes open for that. And then there are a couple of non-fiction books that I would like to read. Ways of Seeing by John Berger. So I mentioned this in my book haul video that I posted not too long ago. I picked this up from the V&A in London, and it's just about art criticism and theory and picking apart images to kind of understand their meaning and, you know, see the narrative within them and that kind of stuff, which is something that I was taught to do at university, and it's something that I enjoyed doing. So I think this book is going to be very insightful. I would really like to get back into studying art and photography and things like that. So picking up books that are about that subject is something that I need to do more of, and yeah, I'm just very excited for this one. And then finally, another non-fiction book that I would like to read that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, but I will put the picture up here. This is a book that I got from Verso Books. So Verso Books, I have a subscription for £5 a month, and I get access to, I think it's like 7 or 8 different non-fiction ebooks every month that I can just download onto my Kindle. So that's a really good deal for £5. And they publish a lot of like radical books about, I mean, they have books about a lot of different topics like climate change and feminism and race, and politics, just, you know, a lot of really diverse stuff, and this one is all about climate change, and I want to be a little bit more clued up on climate change because it's something that is going to affect all of us and the future generations to come. So I think it's going to be a very insightful and important read. So I am going to be prioritising this one because I need to read more non-fiction. I haven't read a lot of it lately, and this one just, yeah, it just really, really appeals to me. And those are all the books that I want to read in September. I tried to keep it super short this time. I tried not to ramble. I think I did pretty well. Very excited for all of these books, as I have said multiple times. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of the books that I have mentioned in today's video and what you thought of them, whether you enjoyed them or not. As always, I love to hear your opinions, and if you've got any recommendations for me for future TBRs, I always appreciate those as well. Please leave a cheeky thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me in the future. I post videos every Tuesday and Friday now, so hit the bell button if you want to be notified when I do post. And I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye guys.